Lois Boisson's decision to commit time to movement drills that sharpen her court coverage, refine her sliding technique, and cultivate fluid groundstroke footwork is one of the most impactful investments she can make in her game. Over time, she is not just training muscles, she's rewiring her coordination, anticipation, stamina, and biomechanics to move with precision and control under pressure. These changes translate directly into more consistent and confident tennis performance, point after point. The importance of honing court coverage cannot be overstated. Tennis is a sport of reaction and repositioning. Each rally requires her to assess ball trajectory rapidly, decide on direction, and navigate the court efficiently. Movement training teaches her to move from a neutral stance into dynamic motion, arrest momentum appropriately, and regain position toward the center. That kind of directed agility, particularly lateral and forward-backward patterns, is essential. Athletes who master side-to-side shuffles and quick directional changes recover much more effectively and generate better balance for every stroke. Lois's work on sliding helps her in an environment where court surface transitions, as well as transitional footwork, are inevitable. Modern tennis research underscores that players who can slide effectively on surfaces, such as hard court or clay, can reposition faster, conserve energy, and maintain stability in their swing pattern. A good slide ensures that she reaches wide balls under control, reducing the risk of losing balance, overreaching, or mistiming a shot. Ultimately, it allows her to stay in rallies longer and execute strokes with composure when stretched. Ground stroke movement drills that synchronize footwork with stroke preparation bring her game to another level. Tennis-specific drills that replicate rally scenarios, forcing transitions into forehand or backhand positions from split step to recovery, help create automaticity in her movement. That means when she's in a match and a ball comes hurtling deep or wide, her feet respond before her brain overthinks, building a seamless link between movement, timing, balance, and stroke execution. The physical adaptations are tangible and evidence-based. Studies show that functional movement training designed specifically for tennis improves not only basic speed and agility, but also flexibility, dynamic balance, and neuromuscular coordination. All building blocks of powerful, efficient court technique. Instead of purely building isolated muscle strength, she's building movement patterns that replicate real match conditions. Sudden accelerations, lateral shuffles, controlled decelerations. This holistic training enhances her ability to repeatedly sprint, stop, recover, and strike under the duress of a long rally or match situation. Neurologically, repetitive movement drills are invaluable, as the cerebellar and sensory motor circuits refine their ability to predict and execute split-step timing, directional shifts, and weight transfers. Those biomechanics become unconscious. Drills that emphasize split-step timing and rhythm train the body to preload muscles efficiently, shorten reaction times, and generate more explosive initiation, critical when the opponent forces her into wide or fast exchanges. The mental and cognitive components are equally profound. Good footwork reduces anxiety about getting there in time, allowing Lois to focus more on stroke mechanics, shot selection, and anticipation. When she trusts that her body will respond swiftly and in a stable posture, she can allocate cognitive resources to reading the opponent's next shot, choosing angles, and constructing points. Thus, her movement training underpins tactical confidence because she knows she's not just reacting, she's proactively controlling movement. These drills train her to perceive rapid visual signals and instantly translate them into precise physical responses, strengthening the neural pathways that enable split-second decision-making on court. In tennis, where the ball often travels at high speeds and reaction time is limited, this kind of neuromuscular synchronization is invaluable. Through consistent exposure to unpredictable stimuli, such as random ball drops, rapid volleys, or sudden tosses, Lois hones her ability to track moving objects precisely, anticipate trajectories, and launch movement with minimal delay. This mirrors the demands of match play, especially at the net or during fast exchanges, where players must rely on instinct rather than conscious adjustment, for instance, volleying reflexively without perceiving the full flight path beforehand. Neuroscience confirms that these positive adaptations are driven by enhanced brain-to-muscle communication. A large portion of cognitive processing, up to 85% in athletes, supports visually guided motor responses involving depth perception, peripheral tracking, and vestibulo-ocular reflexes. Training these systems helps Lois react with precision even when stimuli appear in her peripheral vision or under pressure. Because hand-eye coordination drills also involve whole-body movement, they build motor control, dynamic posture, and balance in motion. Lois learns to synchronize footwork, eye tracking, and arm movement in split-second conjunction, so she reaches, adjusts, and strikes with composure, even in rapid or stretched situations, not simply catching balls, but coordinating her entire body. Developing robust muscles in her legs, hips, and glutes gives her greater capacity to explode into motion, change direction swiftly, and maintain fluid balance during every rally. This physical foundation not only transforms the force she can generate off the ground, but also supports the mechanics of her strokes and court movement across a match. In tennis, a large portion of ball speed and shot precision originates from the legs. As Lois strengthens her lower body, she becomes capable of delivering faster serves, more penetrating ground strokes, and crisper directional shifts. The kinetic chain, from legs through core to racket, is more effective when its base is powerful, resulting in shots that carry more pace and consistency. Furthermore, studies show that increasing leg strength correlates with better agility and serve throwing speed, emphasizing how improved lower body capacity supports wider aspects of her performance. Beyond immediate power gains, Lois is building stamina and endurance. Tennis matches often involve repeated sprinting, deceleration, and recovery over long durations. Well-conditioned leg muscles help delay fatigue, allowing her to maintain quickness and sharpness from the first set to the final point. That muscle durability also supports dynamic posture. Strong hips and thighs stabilize her joints when she lands after direction changes or slides, reducing cumulative stress on knees and ankles. These lower body gains contribute meaningfully to injury prevention. With enhanced strength and control around the knees and ankles, Lois better synchronizes deceleration mechanics and avoids common overuse injuries or abrupt shifts that can lead to strains or sprains. Strong connective tissue and improved leg stiffness also allow her to absorb ground reaction forces more efficiently, important for preventing joint overload during rapid cuts or high-frequency. On a neuromuscular level, the drills refine Lois's ability to recruit fast-twitch fibers and optimize leg stiffness, which correlates with better sprint speed, jumping ability, and responsiveness, qualities essential in high-level tennis. Those adaptations feed directly into better split-step timing, sharper directional changes, and more explosive court coverage. As a result, Lois moves with authority in court. Her lower body capacity lets her recover quickly from wide balls, launch into attack after a defensive recovery, and control her center of mass under fatigue. Entire movement sequences, from split-step to push-off, shot preparation to recovery, become more efficient and resilient. In match conditions, that means sustained intensity, deeper ground strokes, fewer errors born of physical fatigue, and a more commanding presence through long exchange sequences. Research shows that elite players tend to have far greater rotational strength in the core and trunk than novices. Moreover, high-level competitors display symmetry between both sides, reducing imbalance and lowering injury risk. Lois's work ensures she maintains balanced rotational capabilities in both directions, helping to avoid dominant side overload that often leads to shoulder and lower back issues. Rotational strength is especially vital in the kinetic sequence of tennis. Power is generated from the legs, transmitted through the hips and torso, and delivered via the arm and racket. Well-trained rotational mechanics allow Lois to maximize torque without overburdening her shoulder with raw arm-driven force. As a result, her serves, forehands, and backhands carry more authority while demanding less attached muscular tension. Crucially, flexibility in rotational movement supports a full range of motion, allowing Lois to heighten acceleration while preserving control. Flexibility in her shoulder complex, especially in the transverse plane, reduces restrictions that could otherwise limit her swing or force compensatory body mechanics. Maintaining both strength and mobility through rotational work keeps her joints healthy and functional under the dynamic loads of match play. In practice, these adaptations mean Lois can rotate her torso quickly and with control, leading into shots from balanced positions and recovering smoothly. Her arm feels both strong and fluid, with muscle memory wired to move powerfully through full arcs rather than stalling midway. She avoids the stiffness that can sap power, and she reduces tension patterns that often slow down recovery or invite strain. Over time, the benefits compound. She has a more reliable serving pace, sharper baseline drives, and cleaner finishing strokes at net. Her recovery between strokes is quicker because her core and shoulder system can gracefully transition between rotational loads. She stays resilient through long rallies and intense match situations when efficient biomechanics matter most.